Hi guys, we are here with Sebastian, co-founder of Digitail.
Hi everyone.
We're at VMX, the global veterinary conference happening in Orlando. So, Sebastian, why are you here? Why are you here as co-founder and as a startup?
Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. So I'm the type of founder that I love being with our users and clients. So this is a great opportunity for us to meet more of our users, existing users and also future users. So besides meeting them, there's also the chance for us to learn from them because the industry is always changing. So it's our way of being, of staying up to date with what's happening here.
Amazing. So we are in day 3, one more to go. What successes do you have so far compared with what you were expecting?
Got it. So I've learned a few things about how to set the right expectations for conferences like this. But I think the biggest win for us was that just from the first day having a few conversations, we saw that those conversations back channeled and there were a lot of other people that found about us from the people that we engaged with. So that's a really big win for us and I'm really happy that that happened. Of course, new users, we also got more feedback from existing ones. So all in all, it was a great opportunity. And also we had the time to spend together and as a team to develop as a team, right? So that was also important.
Amazing, yeah. How do you plan ahead this type of events in your startup journey, in your sales process?
I would love to say a really organized answer that we plan it really, really well. But in reality, we knew about this one a few months back because we couldn't plan it because of COVID. So we didn't know if that's actually going to take place. Now we know that there's another one in September. So now we're keeping our eyes out and planning ahead. But I think it's a step-by-step process in which you become better at organizing and setting everything.
You have just received $2.5 million investment. The presence here is related to that investment? Is part of the scale up, the growth process you have in mind?
I think that investment allowed us to be there here. So it's a way of how you can. Well, it's all about organizing resources, right? Yeah. If you don't have the resources, it's hard to be able to bring a team here, spend 3 days, meet clients. So that investment gave us that opportunity, and yes, it's part of our plans to grow. And to grow, you need to go out there, stay with the clients, meet people, not just stay in a room somewhere and think that everyone's going to hear about you, right? So organizing that resources towards client acquisition, marketing, and improving the product, of course.
Yeah, cool. If you wouldn't have the investment, or let's go back with 1 year or 2 years ahead, would help you to come to this type of events, conferences, to connect with the ecosystem, to know the environment, to know the people. Would that be helpful without necessarily having the costs of a booth or of a team to bring here?
Yes, of course. I mean, we've been here last year, right? So there wasn't a lot of budget. So there's a lot of ways on how you can do that. I've seen even scrappier methods of doing it, so you don't necessarily need a booth. Just connect with all the people that are coming here. Make sure that everyone knows. You can set meetings outside, so you can be at the bar next to the hotel next to the conference, or just in the lobby. Just stay there, meet people. That's a way of doing it. Or worst case, I mean, the better case scenario is when you just buy an entrance ticket, not a booth, and you're still here with people meeting them. So those are smart ways of being here. Of course, it's going to be a smaller scale, but you're still here and people get to know you, and that's really, really important to make a name in the industry.
Actually, it's a cool way to get out of your building, right? To follow where the customers are.
Yeah. Steve Blank, I mean, he's right with that. If you're not there with the clients and you just think that you know what they need, it's fairy tales. You need to be there and to understand and to see how much passion they say when they say one frustration they have, or how their eyes light up when they hear about the solution that you can bring them. That's what you need to do.
Indeed, and you mentioned about Steve Blank. Being here with you for 3 days, I could see you, hear you, how you build, measure, learn during the conversations with your customers. How are you planning these kind of discussions? How are you thinking when you interacting with your customers?
Got it. So I mean, every time we're talking with a client, existing client, or a new potential client, it's all about the questions. So we're always asking the questions that we want to hear their answers and their opinion on, and it can start from how do they do things at the moment, or what are they using, and from that it escalates. And it's from that point, after you get the right information, it's all about building the connection with them and showing that you're on the same track with their vision, and the way you want to help them is also how they want to receive that help. So again, it's first asking the right questions and then building that relationship. And yeah, of course, you need to adapt. You try different questions, you see what sticks, what doesn't stick. Our colleague Anna has all the rights. She's always right when she says that you always need to listen. So I'm happy that she drilled that into our brains, and now we're listening more.
I heard you saying listen, and I also saw you talking with the customers while we're here.
Yep.
Actually, I have to say that for half an hour I'm trying to start this video, but he keeps going to talk to the customers. What is important to listen? What is important to ask when you actually want to learn from the customer? What is important for them in the experience with your product?
Got it. So, well, that's I think it's a more complex question, but I'll try to decrypt a bit of it. So, I think whenever I personally have a conversation with anyone, I'm a fair believer that the answers to questions are not really helpful, the literal answer. So I always try to look at insights, small tells that tell if that person actually cares about something, if their eyes lit up when you say something, or if they're just a bit indifferent. I mean, someone can say yes, but they don't mean yes, right? So that's I think the key in when you're having any discussions with clients is to understand what's their actual position for what they say, and also what's the follow-up. Because they might say yes, they love it, but might be something wrong. Maybe the price, maybe the way things are happening, that might be wrong. So there's these two things that you need to pay attention to. And one small like hack is that if at the end of the conversation the client doesn't ask you the price, then that's not going to move forward. So you need to make sure that you tell things that want them to ask the price.
Yeah. How is it different to be here, directly discuss with the customers, than sending out surveys?
I would never send out surveys unless we're a super big corporation and we can't meet people. But no, I mean, there's a whole different story when you're actually there with the people and you see their reactions, what I was telling you before. I really think surveys can hide the real truth behind it, and there's so many nuances that you might be lost into that. So personally, I would love to avoid as much as possible any information that's coming from survey. I'd rather feel the vibe and take the pulse by being there and talking with the clients.
So again, getting out of the building, it's very important. And these kind of events, it's an opportunity to go out of the building, right?
Correct, yes.
What else would you do? What else would you recommend for other startups to do in order to get out of the building and meet the customers?
Zoom calls. Hey, do a lot of Zoom calls and calls. Like, find who's your customers, ideal customers, take the first 10, 20 from that list. Just call them, set up meetings. I mean, people won't bite you, hopefully. Just go, set those meetings and talk with them. First, they need to know you. You'll never be able to sell if they don't know you. And then that's a really good chance for you to learn more about what's happening in their life. And you don't need to sell from day one. Just start the conversation with them, go to their office and see how they're doing things and see where your solution would fit into their day-to-day life.
Super cool. We have to watch Sebastian and Digitail and his amazing team that is growing on a daily basis, actually. Yeah, we are pretty confident they will do big things in US and globally. So keep an eye on Digitail. Good luck. Thank you.